yo, welcome in. You're tuning into the one and only DGen FM, where we do all kinds of degenerate things. We're smoking roaches out the couch. We're sipping whiskey out of coffee cups. There's narcotics on the counter. All kinds of shit. What's up? We got, I'm Greasy Dan. I got with me here John, aka Gardner, and Jack, aka the Crew God, and we're just kicking it. What's up, guys?
What up?
What up, what up, what up?
It's
oh man.
It's a lot
the
of things.
First episode.
You go.
Oh man, we're talking over each other already. This
Beginning already. Yeah,
yeah, it's so
GG.
great. No, we're
GG.
fucked already. DJ and shit. I love it. I love it.
So,
So
in the chat.
so I had an idea about this. Like I preferred somewhat of a theme going into the first episode of this, and I thought maybe because we are named DGen FM, why don't we start with defining the DGen or the degenerate? Like
That's a very interesting question.
how would you guys define that?
I mean, there's just signs that you look for, right? Intakes of various things, usage of things like drugs and pornography, all kinds of illicit activities. Is this person chronically online?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
You have to check
Jack?
those boxes initially. No, but yeah, I mean, I think we've all been a degenerate at one point or another. You know, it's something that I think everybody can agree with, and just if it's a small act or if it's a big act, regardless, you know, we all fall under some sort of category of degeneracy, and like I think this is just like kind of like a place that people like us can all come together and, you know, talk about things that you know, interest us, and, you know, maybe keep us more in tune with that degeneracy. But yeah, no, I mean, they're gonna keep it very light here. I feel like we're not gonna like put ourselves in any boxes. Like, you know, we're just here to have, you know, talk to shit, you know, just, you know, have a good time. But yeah, no, that was making me think of like maybe we should talk about like times that we've been a degenerate or something, or like you know, just start off something. You know, I'll go first.
Shit. Oh, that's
Look how
so
they massacred my boy.
Oh no.
And
I hope all of this is recorded.
this
Thank God for the editing process.
this
I swear to God.
Good Lord, thank you.
yeah, no, I mean
Again, not religious.
yeah,
Yeah, well,
Thank you, God.
praise Jesus. Oh Lord, amen.
Oh.
Can I get an amen?
I'll tell you that none of this is holy though. I mean, I definitely committed at least
this is
like,
actually such a great segue because I had something to mention after this. So
Yeah.
we're gonna get into it real quick.
so for mine.
Oh, he's like full loading. Oh no.
Uh-oh, did I lose connection?
Oh no, I clicked off.
You know, the viewers are not going to know what's happening, and that's a good thing, you know.
Exactly. We're being
Because
degenerate.
if I literally just kept this one shot, it'd be cancer. It would literally just be
100%.
But yeah, fuck.
One take, boys.
What were we saying? Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You were mentioning keeping it light and fucking laughing about it and telling stories. The last thing you said was starting to tell stories about the shit that we've done.
Oh yeah.
So, let me give credentials, which is great actually, because I kind of have a way to segue this. My take on degens, right? The more degenerate you are in your early life, the better and deeper your dad lore is later on. So when you're telling your kids and shit about the stuff you did as kids with your friends and like, why is he Uncle John? Well, he's Uncle John because we fucking stole stop signs and made people cry, like crazy shit like that, right? That's like kind of how I would define the degen. It's like, how deep is your dad lore? Because if your dad lore hits one level, it's not deep enough to be a degen. You gotta hit like multiple levels of bullshittery to really hit that degen status.
You real as fuck for that. That
Well,
basically sums it up, man.
the thing is too that I think separates the people with the immense dad lores that are alive. You know, it's like most of the shit that you've been doing as a degenerate sometimes, you know, gets you fucking killed. Like, dude, that's what makes or breaks those fucking, you know, those real fucking strong ass dads that literally have just, you know, you could tell they're just, you know, they're just big and massive. They may not even look like they got a lot of muscle, but you just know that they have a lot of strength and they could crush your head with like their fucking hand, you know, like literally.
Dude, maybe that is the lore, you know, like died valiantly in battle or some shit, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe the greatest DJs that have ever existed are no longer with us. You know,
Well, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
And I
No
think that
living
might be the
legends,
case.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, bro. No fucking living legends, man. 100%.
Oh god.
No, I just think I was thinking about this because when we were talking about like how do we want to start this out, how do we want to theme this, my immediate thought was like, how, like what? First of all, how do you define a DGen? Because it's like obviously people are going to come to this and be like, DGen FM, I'm a DGen, but like, are you really? First, second of all, it's like if I'm questioning if they are really, like, how would I define a DGen? Like front and center, you know what I mean? So like for me, it's like I said it a couple seconds ago, but I'm saying it again. If you weren't fucking wrenching stop signs and street signs off your block, dude, like that's part of being a DJ. I did that so many fucking times for no reason, just because we were drunk and had a fucking socket wrench, and we're like, yeah, I want my street sign, and we just took it, dude. Like that's part of the DJ life, I think, personally. You don't have to have done that, but you need to have something equivalent. You know what I mean?
No, true. I remember there was this one time, and I can I'll tell the details. Yeah, let's say
No names. No names.
no names, of course. I mean, to be honest, the way the story goes, I don't really like have any names to bear witness to, but
Fair.
I was with my like friends, and this was like when I was going through my phases with the experimenting with drugs and such, right? You know, and I had taken, I think, at least like 2 tabs of acid, and this was at so this is at Lollapalooza too. So that's the setting, and Lollapalooza is a festival.
What year was this?
This would have been when I was like 14 or 15, which
So
would have
Lala,
been
Lala 2014 or 15.
yeah. No, well, no, actually, no, because I would have been no, it would have been 14, I think. Yeah, 14, I think, something like that. But yeah, regardless.
The numbers, Mason. What do they mean?
Yeah, no, I was a youngin, and I basically took these tabs, which you should never do at like a festival, and you know,
We'll talk about that later.
yeah,
We'll
no,
talk about that later.
and I was tripping out, and I lost my group, and when I ended up like basically I ended up taking shelter on like this tree, and it was outside of Perry's. Do you know Perry's, John?
Yeah, bro, I've been tripping
Perry's
balls outside of Perry's
is like a
too.
big like EDM like fucking like just like stage where they just play a bunch of EDM shit and fucking I don't know what other types of music, but like bangers basically. Like there's just nonstop bam bam bam, you know, like kind of music. And I was like just chilling there, like having a good time, you know, like listening to the music from afar. And this guy like sees that like I'm basically like I'm tripping out and like I'm fucked up like on the tree. He comes over and he's like, "Yo, you see that like that pile of water over there?" Like, cause there was like we were right next to the medical tent, and outside the medical tent they had like fucking just piles of water, like literally like I think they were the boxes of water too. It wasn't like you know.
Yeah, yep.
So he's like, "Yo, you should go over there and grab that like a box of water and then like run away like and steal it." And I was like, because like at that time too, I would have like if anybody asked me to do some shit like that, I probably would have done it. Like I was up to no good. Like I would do. Someone said some shit like that, like I probably would do it. And I did it, and like I went over, and like I like went over like very cautiously, and like was looking around for like someone to see me and stuff, and like I was kind of like slowly like creeping in. And like I grabbed the water and then I looked around like for someone to like yell at me, and then nothing happened. And so immediately I just booked it into like Perry's, into like the crowd. And then we just started handing out waters to everybody, which was like kind of like the little Robin Hood-esque, you know, but like
Yep.
at the same time, it was probably, you know, water they could have used for people that were in the medical tent. But
I mean, hey, they had a pile. For those who don't know what Lollapalooza is like, Perry's is a large stage. Perry's is one of the main stage of like I believe 6 stages. I think Lala has. There's 6 total. There's like 3 or 4 main stages. Perry's is like one of the biggest stage. You're talking like 20 to 30,000 people at this stage, right?
I'm a ghost. I disappear.
Yeah. Running from a medical tent with literally anything into the crowd, they lost you in 3 seconds, which is fucking awesome. I love that. I love the idea of you tripping out and like quote sneaking up to this tent, but in reality you were tripping out so hard that you probably weren't sneaking at all, and you just looked suspicious as
Oh
shit.
yeah, no,
Just like,
100%.
trying to sneak through people.
That is a
Dude.
great visual, literally.
Yeah, no, so fucking same stage, Perry's 2017.
Oh wow.
I was also off acid, and it was my first time doing it, but it was also my friend's first time doing it, and I was trying to make them more
Your
confident,
first
and I told them that
time?
I had done it before. Yeah, yeah. I was trying to make my friends more confident, and I told them that I'd done it before, and everybody would be fine. But that backfired on me because everybody wanted to half their stuff, half their doses, and they didn't want to waste them, so they gave them to me, and I was flexing, and I was too deep into it, so I took it all. So I was off of like 3-ish tabs, something like that. I don't remember the exact amount.
Oh my days.
And I was at Perry's and I entered a mosh pit during an Excision set. Again, for those unaware, Excision is an extremely hard dubstep DJ. I mean, it is fucking like rip your face off dubstep.
Are
right?
dubstep mosh pits like crazy? Like you gonna
They're
die?
actually
Oh.
not. So, being a metalhead as well, I've seen like really gnarly mosh pits. I've seen mosh pits where people get like fucking elbowed in the face, kicked to shit, like just get fucked up, right? EDM mosh pits are like usually actually pretty chill, and dubstep does fall under EDM, which is not known by everybody. So, but the EDM mosh pits are they're not safer, I would say, but they're not like you don't have to go into one expecting to get a bloody nose. You know what I mean?
Mm,
I mean,
Like
you
you
can get one though for sure.
you can for sure. I just muted my mic. Sorry. I'm not used to having the button on the underside of my mic.
oh god.
In an EDM mosh pit, excuse me, in a metal mosh pit, when you're going to a metal show in a metal mosh pit, people are like death dancing and fucking swinging arms and shit. And they like, you should expect to get beat the fuck up, right? Like that's just how it is at metal shows. I've been to a few. I haven't been to a lot of metal shows, but I've been to a few. One of the metal shows I was at ended in a ladder match. So take that as you will. But those guys who goes into those pits, like you should expect to get hit at least once, like hard, like super hit, right? At an EDM show, usually the mosh pits, respectful is not the right word, but they're much more
Forgiving.
I'd say forgiving's good, yeah. Also I feel like they're a little more conscious of who they're around, you know? So at a metal mosh pit, let's say you get hit and knocked to the ground, you get knocked down and it's on you to get back up, right? At an EDM show, if you get knocked to the ground, people will usually stop and help you back up, you know? So it's definitely more relaxed. You can still get rocked. Like the reason I bring up the mosh pit is I walked into one while I was coming up on my trip and I wasn't necessarily tripping yet, and my trip started by getting punched in the mouth. So I mean that
Ooh.
happened. But like that wasn't like a thing that the guy meant to do. I remember like standing up after he hit me, and the dude was like right in front of me, like, "Yo, are you okay? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hit you like that, bro." And I was like, "Nah, bro, I'm fucking good. Just I can smell colors now. Like, what's good?" But yeah, it was fun.
It happens, man. One time
Yeah.
I accidentally elbowed a girl in the face that I was dating. Like I was just turning
Oh,
around
Jesus.
and she was okay, man, but like I kind of fucking cranked her at the same time, bro. And I was just
So
like,
you just
Jesus.
so you were in mosh pits and you're just cranking chicks in the face, dude. Like, what's going on? That's fucked.
Oh man.
No, that's great. I mean, it's happened to me too. Like I've done that shit. I've turned around too fast, or I've done this and that. It's just fucking. It hasn't been great.
Helps. It makes you maybe a little more conscious, especially
Yeah,
like this
yeah.
girl that you're dating and like you're digging her, dude, and then
Yeah,
you like
you should,
elbow her in the fucking face. You're like, it's over for me. Like,
you should probably pay
is
attention
it.
after that, for
Yeah.
sure. But yeah, the whole reason I just wanted to do a whole monologue about mosh pits. I was also at Paris and I was also tripping, and I also got separated from my friends. And my favorite thing about the whole experience was I felt okay. I was all right. I wasn't freaking out. But I was off to the side on the street to the left of Perry's.
Mm-hmm.
Left of Perry's is basically a main throughway that they close off for the festival. So I was on that street. and I was trying to call my buddies, like, where you guys at? I want to come meet up with you. The festival, it's like 12 at night, so the festival's damn near over, right? For the night at least. Um, while I'm walking alone and on the phone with my buddy David, this girl walks in front of me to her friends, and I'm like, damn, that chick looked really familiar. What the fuck is that? So I like kept walking and I was trying to think about it, but also on the phone. And I'm sure to David it sounded like I was fucking insane, but I was just like, that girl seems so familiar. What the fuck? I like 20 feet past where I passed her, I remembered that she was the little sister of this girl that I very briefly dated. And like I kind of babysitted this chick.
What?
So like, I was tripping balls and I didn't know what to do. So I saw this girl and I'm like, hey, you're blah blah blah, right? She's like, yeah. Who the fuck are you?
Oh no.
I'm like, I used to know your friends. I know your sister, and I know that. I'm trying so hard to keep names out of this. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
And she's like, yeah. Oh my god, what the fuck? And I'm sitting there like, I know I'm tripping, and based off of your interaction, I know you're fucking tripping, and this is fucking weird. So I'm gonna go try to find my friends. And I made sure she like sat down with her hoes, and we were all chilling, and then I fucking took off, dude. It was not okay.
Yeah, no. Trippy or like when you're tripping like that and like it's like an awkward situation, like you said, like with me when I was like trying to steal that shit, you just like trying to kind of see yourself outside your body in a different way,
Yeah,
and it's like
totally.
it creates that like awkwardness in a sense, and then you're just like,
Yeah. It's like a hyper awareness that you're not ready for.
mm-hmm.
So I've never done acid, but I did mushrooms just the one time. I was
Ooh.
like,
Okay. Yeah.
dude, I was like 15, man, and
Oh shit.
my buddy, good buddy of mine, Dave, was not his real name, by the way. Was
Right.
about 15, same age too. And we finally got a hookup for mushrooms. It was something he had done before and something we like talked about. Oh, we should do mushrooms, man. We should do mushrooms. Finally got the hookup, eh? Like go pick up the shit, and then we're chilling in my garden shed. My old house had this little fucking garden shed, and we just like sitting there and like chill and smoke,
Mhm.
like everyday type thing. So we rendezvoused at the shed, took the mushrooms. I was like eating them slow, and then he was like, "Eat them all, you pussy!" And we didn't even have that many, dude. I think we had like 2 grams each for each of us,
Dude.
and yeah, and they weren't even that good of mushrooms.
Pause,
Like,
hold on. Sorry, I need to stop you right there. I want you to get this so bad. 2 grams for each of you is not a lot. You understand that a master dose is 3.5, right?
well, then they were just shitty mushrooms.
Okay. I just need to
Okay.
clarify. All right. Continue.
Oh god, but yeah. So what? We take the mushrooms, and then like, I didn't trip or anything, and like, but I was still pretty geeked, and I'm sure my buddy was too, and we ended up like wandering around the neighborhood doing fucking whatever, knocking over trash bins, whatever kind of delinquency we got into. No, we got into some shit. I got to tell this side story now. One time, my buddy Dave, he has some firecrackers, and we're in this alleyway 2 houses down from mine, actually, this fucking guy. And there's some kids playing in the backyard. And he lights the firecracker and he throws it in there. And then the firecracker pops and the kids freak out. And like, yeah, that kind of fucking shit, dude. Is that DGen?
Yeah,
This
that's
is
definitely
exactly what defining the DGen meant to me. Like,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's
So anyway,
awesome.
we're wandering around doing dumb shit off these mushrooms. And then we loop back to my house eventually. And then we had a game plan for the rest of our evening as we were geeked out here. We're gonna like go to the store, get some shit to eat, and then like come back and smoke and like enjoy the rest of our night. Like that was how it was when we were 15. We like made the game plan, kind of like when you're a kid, like you have like your friends over for a sleepover. You're like, this is the game plan. First, we're gonna drink Mountain Dew and eat pizza, and then we're gonna fucking play Halo, and then.
Yep.
So we make the game plan, and I go in the house for. Let me think. How long was? I was a little faded, so I might
You
have been
were off
walking.
mushrooms. You have no idea how much time passed.
You're right. I'm gonna guess no more than 30 seconds. There's no way it was more than 30 seconds. Routine in the house, up the stairs, grab 2 bottles of water. Stay hydrated, right? And I go
Mhm.
back out my back door where I had left him no more than 30 seconds ago, and this guy is gone. So like
Oh,
I
boy.
immediately the whole thing with mushrooms that I had heard anyway was like yeah, don't trip alone because then you're liable to freak out. So that was my
Yeah,
safety
usually.
net in this situation was, oh, I'm with my buddy Dave. It'll
Mhm.
be fine.
Mhm.
Dave's gone now. And I'm like,
No.
dude, what the fuck?
Come on,
so
Dave.
I'm like checking the
Fucking
fucking
Dave.
perimeter, man. I can't see this kid like walking around or anything. I'm like, how far could he have gotten? I'm like texting him on the phone. Yo, where'd you go, man? Where you at, G? And this is the last I heard from him that evening. He texts me, I don't know, bro. I just started walking.
That is the epitome of mushrooms, generally.
So what do? Our plan was we were gonna go to 7-Eleven and get some snacks and shit like that. So I started making my way to the 7-Eleven, still off the fucking mushrooms, hoping to God to find this kid. Did not. Fucking 7-Eleven cashier probably thought I was off my chops because I was. And then I got a shout out. Still not going to use names. But we'll call him Terry down the street. It's one kid that lived right down the street from me. I texted him about the situation. Yo, dude, off mushrooms. Dave's MIA. He's like, I'm on my way, man. Like,
Aw,
appreciate that guy for that.
nice.
He came and nursed me through
What a
the rest of it.
Homie. That's
yeah.
that's like the worst story though. That like that was your first time taking them too. Like you're
Is it your first and only?
very understandable why. I
Okay.
mean,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, the whole experience didn't like fuck with me or anything. I do remember a very clear observation I had. Like, it was right around the 4-hour mark because I was like checking what time it was and stuff, and like, probably around like 4 hours. I believe. I felt like I could feel the effects wearing off, and I remember the first thing I said to my buddy Terry that was sitting right there. I was like, "Holy fuck, dude! I wanted to like try this out and see what it was about, not be fucked for 4 hours." And
Yeah.
then Dave
So
goes MIA. Like, what the fuck?
yeah.
Did
So
not sign up for this, bro.
this is and for any potential users of mushrooms or psychedelics in general listening, that's the harsh reality of psychedelics. You are not signing up to feel it as long as you want to. You're
Mhm.
signing up to feel it as long as the drug wants you to. Like you're locked in. For mushrooms in particular, it's usually about a 4 to 5 hour trip. For acid, you're dealing with usually 7 to 10 hours,
Yep.
maybe 12, depending
Yes.
on how much you
Maybe
take.
12 is crazy.
Yeah, depending on how much you
What-
take.
So have
Um,
either of you guys ever been geeked for that long? Have you done a 12-hour geeked
Yes.
session?
Yes,
Oh
I
my
have.
days.
So I'm a frequent of Electric Forest Music Festival in Rothbury, Michigan, which I highly recommend to anybody who wants to get into the festival scene. It's a fucking awesome festival. It's getting more expensive by the year, so go sooner than later. But it's a fucking sick festival. My first time there, I was 17. It was just me and my buddy who was 18. It was both of ours first Electric
Ripe age.
Forest. Yeah, fucking ripe age, dude. It was both of ours first Electric Forest, and we were alone. We didn't know any people that were there besides each other. And all we had ever heard was fucking go crazy, have fun, you're kids again, you can do what you want. Well, nobody ever explained to me what kids do when they have access to drugs and alcohol. So we went a little bit crazy.
As you do.
Yeah, so our first day we set up and we immediately dropped tabs. We took acid.
Oh my god.
And that was fucking a trip. It was a lot. It was great. Like,
What was your experience like? What did you see stuff? Did you
so for psychedelics, for me, and like just me personally, I've never like truly seen things. I've never seen things that aren't there, right? And that's kind of a misconception with acid for a lot of people. Is people say that, oh, I saw this, I saw that. It's like, no, you didn't see that. There's like, well, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, I didn't.
I've seen shit on acid.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. So I have never seen like true fucking crazy shit. What I have seen, for instance, if like right now I'm looking at, I have a couple artist flags in front of my computer monitors. I'm looking at them. I see there's patterns in them, whatever. But if I was to be on acid right now, I'd see like very defined and moving patterns inside of them, right? I would see like other shit
Is it
moving
like-
around in it.
Yeah, is it like a Vincent Van Gogh painting kind of where it's like wavy in a sense? Because that's what
So
I've
for me,
seen.
okay. Okay. No, that's interesting as fuck actually to hear because for me it was more like sharp angles. I usually saw like hexagons and
Well, that can happen too. Yeah.
okay, for sure. I never really saw like flowy things. I always saw like sharp angles. With mushrooms, I saw flowy things.
Mm-hmm.
With acid, I usually saw like sharp angled I'm trying to think of the word. I just keep saying sharp angles, but I'm trying to think of the word for specific types of shapes. I don't know what it is, but we're just going to move on because fuck me. Um I would usually see a pattern that wasn't there. Even if there's a pattern already, I'd see a new pattern, right? And that pattern would be kind of pulsing in a way that made me question reality, which caused all the other shit. Um, the
Uh,
biggest go
polygons,
ahead.
by the way. I think.
No,
Is
that's not
it?
the word. That's not the word, but
No, I
very
have no
close.
fucking clue. I
Not the
don't know.
word, but close. Close. Now I'm thinking different, which I like. Thank you
Hexagon?
for that. No, hexagon I saw, but like there's a word for shapes in general that I'm
I think it's
missing.
polygon because polygon referring to like it can be multiple like different edges and shit. I think, bro.
You know what? You might be right. You might be right.
If you fact check, you're gay.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. We're gonna fucking move on from that. No. Jesus Christ, Dan. Um, so yeah, I did see more polygonal shapes, whatever going on. The thing that really tripped me out when we dropped for that first day, the sets, first of all, were amazing. All the DJs we saw, they were so sick. They were so flowy and vibey, and everything was great, and it was awesome. The one thing that we did see, so Electric Forest kind of sets up there. It's set up in a forest, it's like as the name says. There are clearings for the main stages that allow for more people to fit into the area in front of the stage, which is kind of needed for a festival. But past the stages, it's like all still trees. It's a bunch of aspens and all that kind of shit. And between the trees, they will hang lights and like crazy mirror LED things going on, blah, 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 blah. They'll do like little buildings that like will smoke out with fog machines every 5 minutes. And like, it's super sick. But the one thing that tripped me out when we were tripping, go figure, was there were these orbs, like these balls that they hung between the trees that they looked like these crazy like Ouroboros kind of symbols, like these spirals, right, that
Mhm.
were going on inside of them, and it looked like these crazy light trails that were just like infinitely spinning in on themselves. And that first night when we were tripping, we were like, damn, that's crazy. It's so weird. We were just like staring at them for like 5 minutes, right? It was super weird. And we left and we went to bed. And then in the morning when we woke up, we looked at them again. They were just mirrors. They were just circular mirrors
Oh,
that were
wow.
reflecting the rest of the light from all the other lights strung between the trees.
Wow.
So
Drugs will do
I
that.
mean,
Magic.
it fucks you up a little bit. But yeah, oh man, that festival was a lot. I don't even remember what got me into the festival. I think there was something else I wanted to say about that, but someone mentioned something. Whatever. Festival's sick. Go check out Electric Forest if you're interested. It's super super dope. Not sponsored, by the way.
Nah, I have a little bit of interest, like the festivals and stuff, like that EDM shit looks pretty fun. Like,
No. Yeah, it's super fun.
check out sometime. I feel like I'm kind of out of my party phase, but like, I don't know, to go to an event about the music. I'm such a big music head, so I'd probably mostly
Yeah.
just go there for a music. Maybe jump in a mosh pit for 5 minutes just to say I did it. But like,
Yeah, totally.
yeah, man.
Totally. And like me and my group, the reason we go, yes, is music for sure. But part of it is like part of it's the party, and I'm of the same mindset. I don't necessarily think I'm in my party phase anymore. But like there's something different about being able to fully let go, you know? Like when you're at a
Yeah, man.
party, you still got to deal with like social construct and like who likes who and who you can talk to and
Yeah.
all the shit. When you're at a festival like that, dude, everybody there doesn't give a fuck. They're all there to like go ham. Everybody wants to have some drinks. We want to listen to good music. We want to fucking party, dance it up. Like I've never danced more freely than I have at Electric Forest. Like it's a vibe for sure. So as much as I understand I'm out of my party phase, I also don't think you're all the way out of your party phase because I think you'd really, really enjoy a festival like that because there's
True.
no holds barred, you know?
Yeah. Well, I've had my romps actually. I'm thinking now. For a couple years, I moved out to rural, like redneck Canada. Like,
Oh,
bro, I
shit.
literally lived on a farm like 30 minutes from the nearest town, which was like basically a village, like type shit. Real backwoods shit. Real. How to put this lightly? No, you don't. Put this like literal racist white trash type shit.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But dog, these bush people can party.
Oh,
I
God.
went to
fucking sure they
one,
did.
bro. We were just out in a fucking field, and they had like pallets like piled up, and like big fire with these pallets in the middle to like light the place up, and everyone around is just like chilling, drinking. I've also been to
Love
like people with like the big shops and shit. Get a couple beer pong tables in there and maybe some speakers, and some shit's gonna go sideways.
Always, dude. Fucking drinking games you can't avoid them. Like they're so they break the ice, I feel. Even like
absolutely.
even being someone that doesn't necessarily party like I used to, you know, like drinking games are just fun. Beer pong, fucking four banger, fucking ride the bus, Irish poker, all that kind of shit. It's just like it just helps you fuck around. It's an easy ticket to being a dumbass. And like that's kind of what I like to do at parties, you know.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
True. I mean, as long
Jack,
as you
how
can
do you feel about drinking games?
I mean, as long as you can handle your shit. I mean, I don't care. Like most drinking games, I don't necessarily know. I mean, I'm familiar with like ride the bus, like fucking Pong, obviously, fucking what do we call it, chandelier or something usually, or it's like another
Chandelier. Wait, I think you need to explain that to me.
No, it's like I'm sure you probably call it something different. It goes by like a bunch of different names, but it's like where
Okay.
you have you got the bitch cup in the middle, which is like a combination of like a bunch of stuff, and then
not the bitch
Yep.
cup.
and then you have a bunch of other
PTSD
cups
right there.
surrounding it with like probably like filled up with like that much of like alcohol, like either like soft drink or like a mixed drink or fucking what beer or something. So basically then everybody stands around the table, so 2 ping pong balls on each side. You guys both throw one at the same time. The goal is to and you both have a cup as well. So the goal is to bounce the ball in the cup, and then when you bounce the ball in the cup, you can, if you do it on the first try, you can send it anywhere on the table. But if you get it on the second try or any like other try after that, you have to send it like to your like left. Usually it's just like a direction. You send it in a direction because it's a circle. So the idea is eventually the balls will catch up with one another, and you'll like stack the other person. So when you stack that person, they take a cup and they drink from the middle, eventually resulting in like there's no cups left. Also, if you fucking miss and you like bounce your ball into a filled cup that's like in the middle, but even the bitch cup, if you get bounced in the bitch cup, you can lose the game. So you because if you bounce it into a cup that's in the middle, you have to drink that cup. But you have to basically just like keep passing it around until you get to the middle, and then whoever gets stacked last has to fucking drink the bitch cup.
Dude, when you drink out the bitch cup, you're a changed man. When you
Oh, yeah.
sip from that chalice, you start your villain arc.
Oh yeah.
That is PTSD. That's the degen arc. That's your degen arc right there. That's not your villain arc, dude. You're starting the shits.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
so I think I've heard of that game before, but I don't think I've ever played it
Oh
actually.
really? Oh dude, it's so fun.
Yeah.
I think I played a
Um,
similar game.
Mhm.
Like
Maybe they
the
tweaked
Maybe
game
it.
you're
something
talking about,
similar
I'm
as well,
clueless. But I know the game I played had the bitch cup, and spoiler alert, fellas, I did. I drank from the
Oh,
forbidden
God.
chalice.
Oh
and
no.
Here I am now. Here I am now.
Hey, if you
Still
survive the
kicking.
bitch cup, the dad lore is unreal when you survive the bitch cup.
Oh, that's the thing.
yeah.
My dad lores can go crazy, dude.
Yeah, bro.
I love that
telling
you said that, bro. So,
Dad
Everything
lore,
I do, building up the
dad
dad
lore
lore.
is essential to the degenerate.
If
Absolutely.
nothing else, uncle lore. I gotta at least have some uncle
Uncle,
lore.
no, I think Uncle
Uncle
Lore is a different
lore.
level. I think Uncle Lore is a level up.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Uncle Lore
Well,
for
then I'm
sure is a
shooting
level
for the
up.
stars, baby.
There we go. Love it.
Oh,
love
yeah.
it. Love it. Yeah, I've definitely heard if not that exact, definitely variations of that game. But I don't think I've ever actually played it. I've played games with a bitch cup, but I've never excuse me, I've never played that game exactly. So that's interesting. Which
mean,
is weird because we're both from the same fucking area, you know?
I mean, I don't know. It's just a game that I've learned over the years, and I know that
Sure.
it's called Chandelier. I think it goes by something else sometimes, but I don't know. There are variations with any like drinking game. Again, as long as it just like you said, like keeps everybody just like kind of socially engaged and doing something and just drinking. You can't really go wrong unless you can't drink that much. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm all for them. I'd suck at them, but I'm all for them. I don't care about drinking games.
Some games can be dangerous, though. I remember I was hanging out with some people one time, and they wanted to randomest request I've ever received. Well, not request, but like the agenda for the evening. Like, oh, we're gonna watch Twilight, except drink every time. Like one of them was like when Edward and Bella stare sensually at each other. Other weird things that repeat throughout the movie. Yeah, and we're just like sipping every time these things happen. So fast forward, I'm chilling with we'll just call them someone. And we're doing a Tarantino movie marathon. He said, "Hey,
Okay.
we're gonna bust out the drinks," and yeah, he knows where it's going. We said we're gonna drink every time somebody gets killed, every time somebody
You're
dies
fucked.
on
You're
screen.
fucked.
So Inglorious Bastards, the theater.
Oh my god.
we just looked at each other like, no.
You have to
like,
kill your
it's
drinks.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we did. And
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we made any more after that because it was like,
No, that's so
fuck,
good.
bro.
There's a guy on YouTube that does I have to remember his name. I'm actually gonna Google this as we're talking so I can get
Shoe
him credit
Nice?
because it's I don't think so. I'm gonna
drinks a
Google this
lot?
as well, a lot of people drink a lot, but I don't think
Well,
it's
yeah,
that guy.
you know the guy that like his whole thing is like chugging bottles. Like,
Yeah.
his
No,
famous
it's
one
not
is like
that
the
guy.
absolute bottle, and he just
Yeah,
like
dude.
It's not that guy. It's not that
destroys
guy.
it.
Okay.
I'm going more on the drinking game side of this. There's a dude on Instagram or YouTube, sorry, who does anime drinking games.
Oh my
And
days.
I'm looking it up right now so I can give him credit because he's fucking a legend and he's awesome. Your Bud Tevin.
Your Bud Kevin?
Tevin. Tevin.
Tevin.
Your Bud Tevin. He does like anime drinking games with his homies. And he makes like rules for the show, kind of like a Tarantino. When everyone dies on screen, you drink, whatever. So he made rules for all these different anime, and I've done some of them that he made the rules for, and that fucker is brutal, dude. I mean, like, it's you watch an episode and you're fucking 7 shots deep. Like, it's fucking insane. It's ridiculous. I actually did with our friends. God, it's so hard not to name names. With our friends in Chicago. We usually do Thanksgiving together, and one of the Thanksgivings, it was most of the kids were old enough. Myself being a child, I'm still a fucking child. I'm 24. I'm not a kid. Most of us being children, we were finally old enough to drink and not be fucking policed, right? So we all went into the basement, which sounds very degenerate, but like that's the theme. We were watching some show. I don't remember what it was. And I posed the question, hey, you guys want to play a drinking game? And they're like, yeah, let's do it. And my ass smiled like a fucking moron the second they said, let's do it. Because I knew exactly what I was going to do. There's a Netflix anime called God Eater.
Oh my
It's
god.
based off a video game. I think it's super sick. It's fucking enjoyable to watch. It's 3D animated, which a lot of people in the anime world hate, but I didn't mind it past like the first couple episodes. I got used to it.
Mm-hmm.
part of the thing with God Eater is all of the characters wield the largest fucking weapons you've ever seen.
Oh, one of those.
But yeah, it's one of those for sure. Like
Nice.
everybody's Cloud Strife, right? They all
Fuck
have
yeah.
huge weapons, right?
That's why I love Bleach, bro.
Yeah, no, Bleach is sick. My roommate fucking loves Bleach. Bleach is dope. But with God Eater, I was like, all right, and none of them had seen it. I made sure I checked. None of them had seen God Eater before. So my ass was like, all right, we're gonna take drinks every time you see a disproportionate weapon, which is the whole show for anybody who hasn't seen it. So,
God.
so,
No.
so our buddies, I'm just gonna give letters because actually both of you know who they are. So both the A's, the C, and the D, and a couple others all immediately started fucking drinking constantly. And by the time we got in like 5 minutes into the episode, they all looked at me like, "You're fucking crazy." I was like, "Yeah, that was the point." It was just constant. It was just constant, like huge weapons and small
Oh,
bodies.
yeah.
Everybody was like, "Fuck you, bro."
Dude, I did a drinking game on live stream once.
Oh, God.
Fairly early into me streaming, like not even a few months. I was really into Splinter Cell Chaos Theory at the time. So the challenge I
Love Splinter
posed
Cell.
to myself is all right, I'm gonna go through expert mode. I'm pretty sure I did expert mode. Which just added on to the fucking shit. And going for 100% rating, which means like, you can't get caught, you have to do all the side objectives, yada yada yada. So it was like I had to take a drink, like a sip of my drink every time I did something that made a guard suspicious. Like if you take out a light or you make some noise as you go by and they go like, huh? Like I took a sip for that. Like I went so brutal on this for some fucking reason. Anytime I used any like piece of utility whatsoever, whether it was like a bullet or the jammer to take out the light, like anything that took away from like a total ghost mode, no traces run type shit. And then on top of that, anytime I had to reset because I did something that fucked up my 100%, I would take a shot. Even in my peak alcoholic days, I did not do shots, but I was like, I can tank it. It's for the content. So Splinter Cell Chaos Theory has 11 missions. I made it not even halfway into mission 3 before I had to shut the shit down.
Oh my God.
The fact that I cleared Lighthouse and Cargo Ship through all that, though,
Props.
I gotta give myself some props.
Yeah,
Big
dude.
salute right there. Big salute. Fucking legendary.
I wish I had the footage, bro. That footage is gone.
Oh,
I probably wouldn't
no.
upload it. I'd be like, the world can't see this, but I want to
Oh,
look
that's
back on it just so I can be like,
Yeah.
my days.
I think that might be part of degenerate lore as well. Like you need footage that you don't want to show anybody, but you want to rewatch yourself.
Oh, I got private clips, boy.
Definitely. Oh, that's fucking awesome. Man, I gotta play those games. Maybe for a stream. We'll see.
Yeah.
Hey, true.
Maybe at the end of this podcast, I announce my first stream dates. So we'll see. We'll see.
Ooh. Yo, I gotta
We'll
give
see.
huge credit to Splinter Cell Chaos Theory, because it is available on Steam. So you buy this 2005 PC port on Steam, and it works on modern OSs, Windows 10, Windows 11. It's an old game that you buy and launch. How many old games do you buy and there's like, it doesn't launch at all? There's horrendous glitches. You got to download community fixes or like go in and use compatibility modes. No, Chaos Theory works out the fucking gate and is an like actual masterpiece of a stealth game. Huge props.
Yeah, dude, same for all the Splinter Cell games. Like even the first one does not fuck around. It ports well. That's enough plugging for the Splinter Cell franchise, I think, though. Oh, brother.
Yeah, don't get me started. I can babble on about obscure video game franchises. That's my niche. Did you know that this game released in 2002?
All right. Jesus. Holy shit.
Oh god.
Holy shit. All right. Well, so that's me and Dan. Jack, any drinking game like made up on the spot drinking games you got?
A made up on the spot drinking game. I
Yeah,
mean,
like something you just had. Like you were watching something, or you were doing something, you made a drinking game out of it.
you could probably watch like The Walking Dead or something and probably do like if a character dies or like no, zombies that they killed. If zombies that they killed, that would be pretty fucking dude, that would be crazy. That would literally
Are
that
you
you'd be
trying to murder people?
well, if you get lucky, it's like an episode where there are no zombies and it's just them, maybe they're killing people, but then maybe it's like like a half shot that you would take. I don't know.
So
There's
it's like
like
Russian
different
roulette, but with your liver.
Yeah. How many shots did it take to fuck me over,
I mean, dude,
brother?
there are just so many ways that you can like again, it's like with that fucking the big weapons and shit, like
Okay,
watching
wait,
it.
I have a question actually, because you're rocking the fucking Secret Labs cyberpunk chair, and you're the biggest cyberpunk nerd I know in the most loving way.
Yeah.
How would you, if you were to, how would you make a cyberpunk Edge Runners drinking game?
Oh, an Edge Runner's drinking game. I mean,
Yep.
oh, you probably do it every time David activates his Sandevistan, and then
Okay.
maybe
Any cyberpunk specific slang, shit like choom.
yeah,
shit like
true,
cream.
yeah.
Oh Jesus, you guys want to kill people,
Dude,
I'm
I
like-
mean, if you want it to be like a suicide game, that's what you
I
get.
said drinking game, man.
Okay. Well,
Well,
I
we're
mean,
mixed up because
it's
I want the void, brother. I
yeah,
don't
it's
know
the
about
same
you.
thing. Is it not? Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, hey, whatever floats a boat. It doesn't even have to be yours, just as long as the boat floats. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, you could do a lot of death though, and that's like very similar to any other anime though.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
I-
I think you might be a little convoluted with the Edge Runners and Attack on Titan that you've been watching. That is not typical. Most of the main characters usually survive.
yeah, well, no, I've again also Cowboy Bebop as well, but like, yeah, that's
Yeah, fair.
that's like the only things that I'm familiar with when it comes to anime.
Fair enough. All right, we're gonna boost your knowledge over time, slowly, but you'll understand that
I'm
you've
trying.
watched
I'm
this
trying.
You
to
can
make
try,
him based.
yeah,
I've
I mean-
made progress.
Yeah.
Already, my brain is already filled
Got
up
in
with
there.
enough bullshit, and it's just like anime. No, I mean maybe.
We gotta
That's
get you
understandable.
to no, for sure. We gotta get you to a point where anime's less of a holy shit I have to think about this and more of a I have to escape and I want to watch anime. Which sounds bad, but like
I mean-
like, for me that's how it is. When I watch anime, I'm just like, oh, I'm chilling. This is a crazy story and I don't have to worry about anything that these people are dealing with,
If it's
Yeah, I mean, like, but like when you get engrossed in a good plot, and like a lot of animes have really good plots. I don't, John, I don't know if you've ever seen Neon Genesis Evangelion, dude. But
Don't question my NGE experience, brother. I've seen all of it.
okay, so I rewatched that recently for the third time. Okay, and the first time I watched Evangelion, it changed my life and my perception of reality.
Yep.
The second time I watched Evangelion, it changed my life and my perception of reality a little more. The third
Mhm.
time I watched it most recently, it made me like realize shit about myself. And again, with the changing of perception of reality and shit, like it is so crazy. And you get to I haven't seen any like the rebuild or anything like that, but that original series, you get to the end of that movie and you're just like,
Yeah.
holy
Yeah.
fuck, bro. Like,
The thing about that series is they finish it off really well, but they also finish it off even better in the movie.
you know
It's
why
like-
I can't watch the movies? The dub, man. I need the new
Well,
dub.
even the finish, the movie they made right after they finished the series, because that movie's dubbed pretty well.
I do not like the original dub cast.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't.
Interesting. Okay. That's fucking crazy because both of my screensavers are Evangelion, but all right.
Nice, dude. I have mine's a picture of Ray holding like a fucking pistol, dude.
Oh boy.
Same.
All right. We love it. We love it.
are you guys
Um,
subs or dubs when you watch anime?
Ooh, okay. So I've had this argument so many times.
Oh god, we're about to get into it, I can tell.
No, I think we're gonna get into it. I'm not for either. I'm sorry.
What?
I'm not against. I'm sorry. My bad. Wrong word. I'm not against either.
Based.
However,
Oh.
I do prefer dubs usually for two reasons.
That's my
For
dog.
two reasons. For
This guy's
two
my
reasons.
dog.
One, because I would rather watch the show and the animation than have to look up, down, up, down, up, down to read the
Yes.
fucking sub and then also catch the animation, right? Because I
Yeah.
really, really like the animation, right? Okay.
What in the
Part-
TikTok Subway Surfers gameplay?
Yeah,
That's
bro,
what
I'm
I'm
not
saying.
about that. I'm not about that. Part two of that is, so I got into the anime convention scene about 2 to 3 years ago at this point, roughly 2.5 years. And I met a lot of I met voice actors, right? I didn't meet a lot of voice actors, but I met voice actors. And the voice actors that I did meet are in shows that I really like. And that just kind of made me want to watch them in dub more because they're English voice actors. They're not
Mhm.
the Japanese voice actors.
True.
But the Japanese voice actors rarely come to the States unless it's fucking Comic Con San Diego or Comic Con LA or like just crazy fucking cons, right? But I've met some guys that are in some pretty major shows. Like, please don't dog on me if you guys ever see this, friends that are voice actors. I don't mean to out you, but I've met guys who are in Dragon Ball, One Piece, Vinland Saga, Haikyuu, and they're really good people. And I kind of, part of me just wants to support them more, and I also want to hear my friends do what they do, you know?
Fuck yeah.
Which is kind of why I sit more in the dub realm. I did watch sub for a long time, but just I think a couple shows. Actually, Sword Art Online kind of was my transition over from sub to dub. I watched Sword Art Online in dub, and I really liked it. And just for context, none of the people I know who are voice actors are in Sword Art Online, as far as I'm aware. I just really like the dub for that, and because of that, I started watching dub more. I liked the experience more, and personally, I just think it's, as an English speaker and a Japanese non-speaker, I think it's much more enjoyable.
It's the way to go if it's available, 100%.
I think so, yeah. But there's
And-
there's plenty of people that will argue the shit out of that point.
Some people
yeah.
say that like the dubs are bad, and I mean, especially back in like the 80s and 90s. Oh yeah, there was some objectively horrible dubs, but I mean, like we've been getting good dubs for a really long time. There's even
Yeah,
dubs
totally.
that aren't necessarily masterpieces, but are pretty good for what they are. Like Cowboy Bebop's dub, I love that. What's his
Yeah.
name? Steve Bloom as Spike Spiegel. It's just
Mhm.
like, oh my god, I
Yeah.
love that guy. And every time I hear his voice in something else, I'm just like, oh baby.
So
Great
that's
performance.
that's been
Another one is sorry, but Light Yagami
good,
from
you're good.
Death Note.
Yep.
Is, I think, just another incredible dub performance, and the rest of the voice cast in Death Note as well. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I don't
Yeah.
get the vibe that like, oh, I'm not getting the true experience because I'm not watching the original voice cast
I
and the
don't-
emotion they put into it. You know, the dub voice cast, puts emotion and their own bit into it too. In most cases, anyway.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I'm a firm believer of, unless it's a real person speaking, I don't care what the language is.
Mhm.
If it's a real person speaking and I can directly match up the voice to the mouth, right? Then I'm gonna watch that in a sub.
Or
Yes,
were you
100%.
Are you throwing shade at like
100%.
AI or something? What do you mean a real person? Like you're just like
No, it's just it's the difference. It's the difference between somebody
You mean live
reading the
Yeah.
lines,
no,
or like
no. No. I mean, like, so for example, I'm a big true crime guy. I really like watching true crime documentaries, and one of the ones I just recently watched was about a French serial killer, and all of that was done in French because they were all French detectives
Right.
in France,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And watching them talk about it, I tried originally watching it in a dub, and it fucking sucked because every time the dub said words, the dude behind it, and with humans, you can very clearly tell that I'm saying the words I'm saying because my mouth moves that way, and it's much more
It's not delayed.
it's
Yeah.
not delayed. It's not delayed, but it's also like a real human face is much more descriptive, I
And
guess.
it's
in a
saying the
way.
words too.
I'm right. I'm struggling to find the words to really
Mhm.
describe this, but
And with
It's-
animation, they can just like change it
just
up
flop
or
them out.
change around the
you
frame.
just flop them out.
Yeah,
You just
exactly. With
and
live
then
action,
fucking
they
you're
could
good.
try, but it'd
Mhm.
probably be
Right.
scuffed. Like, no, live action shit,
Right.
definitely.
I get
Like,
that.
So there
Yeah.
I watched Squid
Yeah.
Game when it came out, and I did end up just watching it with like the original audio. And then when I was done, I went back and I tried watching the dub for that, and yeah, it was like comedically horrible. It's like maybe
Yeah,
you'd almost
it's,
rewatch it with the dub to like laugh at how bad the dub is. If anything.
Yeah, totally. Totally. Which is so strange to me because like live action shows are like for the most part they're what the common populace watches,
Mhm.
right? They all watch live action shows. But it feels like the budget for the dubs of those shows, like if they're in another language dubbing to English, it feels like the budget of those shows is so much less than it is for anime. Because with anime, like they're quality ass dubs. They're
Mm.
good. They portray emotion. They like work with what they got. But for like live action shows, when they're trying to dub like Korean to English, and like in Squid Games, for example, that shit is laughable. That shit fucking sucks, dude. I don't understand how a show that grossed so much money for Netflix and just whatever other corporation was working on it did such a shitty dub where like the fucking cheesiest anime that I just watched, and I'm not even gonna name it because I literally could not tell you what it was. I just watch random anime when I'm bored, right? Their dub was sick, and I guarantee you they had maybe a 16th of the budget of that Netflix show for a dub.
Right.
Like I don't understand how that works.
Yeah, man.
I mean, again, I think it really comes down to it's just a lot easier for animation to pull that off as opposed to English, or not English, live action, and like having English come out of a non-English speaker. You know, it looks also weird because again, it just doesn't line up. It looks cheesy. It looks like those like
Yeah.
those
Can't
films
sync
from
that
the
up.
the 70s and stuff when they would dub over. You know,
man.
but yeah, it's cool. I didn't expect that answer, but that's cool that you have that preference. Dan, what about yourself? Are you the same way?
Yeah, dub all the way, brother.
Mm-hmm.
I've just like
Okay.
so many incredible dub performances. Like speaking on Evangelion, absolutely no hate to anybody that likes the original dub. You do you, baby. God bless. But that Netflix dub, I don't think it was Netflix that did the dub, but that's when everyone became aware of that dub. So it's commonly referred to as the Netflix dub. If you want to draw a point of comparison between like original like Japanese voice lines and the English dub, like that part where Shinji's in his Ava and sees some shit that happens, I won't spoil. And he screams because he's concerned by what he sees. The English voice actor ripped his vocal cords just as much as the original Japanese voice actor. It was peak.
Totally. Just for context for you, Dan, there is an actual difference between a original and a Netflix dub. There are different dubs for Kamegakuri, I believe, which is like a poker based one. There is a Netflix dub for that, and a sanctioned dub. So
Okay.
Netflix usually will buy the rights and do their own dub, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know if that's what they did with Evangelion, but I could also be wrong.
No,
Maybe it
for
was
sure.
Netflix that
I'm
sanctioned that
I'm
shit.
unaware with Evangelion too. All I know about Evangelion is I do know one of the people that voice acted on that. I know him. I'm not friends. I'm not friends with him by any means, but I do know him.
No, come on, man,
Fantastic,
hook me up.
fantastic voice actor.
We should also pause because I believe we have lost Mr.
No, I
Jock
think
again.
he's gone. Yeah, I think he's gone.
Am I back?
Oh, did we lose him? He's back. He's back.
I mean,
Love it.
for me, I was still connected, so
Okay, fucking.
I got
sick.
all of that
Anything,
convo.
baby, we make it
I mean, I got
seamless.
all of that convo, everything. So yeah, we're
Okay, sweet. So yeah, speaking of Evangelion, this person's daughter was a voice actor on a Netflix dub. Or sorry, on an original dub, but not the Netflix dub. So the Netflix dub typically is different. It depends on how much of the rights that Netflix has bought, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, and you know that can also be a fucked up thing because I didn't realize for the longest time the differences. I knew there was differences between regions with Netflix. I didn't realize there was such a drastic difference between what we had on Netflix in Canada and what you guys have on Netflix in the US.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
actually thought we had less shit than you did. Disney Plus as well. There's differences. I don't know.
Mhm.
I hope they fixed it now. But I was telling everybody about Bleach, especially when the new episodes are coming out. I was like, Bleach goes fucking crazy. Everybody, you need to watch Bleach. You have a Disney Plus subscription, boom, you can go watch Bleach. And one of my American friends hits me back and is like, Dan, you're a fucking liar. It's not on here. And I'm like,
Oh God.
what?
Yeah, that's
How?
fucking, I don't like all that, but
We
Yeah, that rights holder bullshit, bro. Like,
yeah.
in the
it's
States,
so hard to
yeah,
access media, bro.
it's really
It's country to
bad.
country.
Yeah. It's really dumb, I feel like, because especially because it's like anywhere else besides like America too, it's like they have a bunch of stuff on Netflix or Disney Plus, for example, and it's just like you can't get that, you know. We have to buy an AMC Plus subscription or a fucking FX, or Stars package or whatever the fuck, or like
Yeah, and I'm growing an eye patch and a peg leg just hearing all that.
yeah, exactly. It's pretty ridiculous. We also have past the time if we want to wrap on up.
Do we? What's the time?
It's been over an hour. And
Really?
I can
Oh,
with
wow.
compensating with editing, it'll probably be, just around that. So yeah, if you guys want to say anything for
So
us to wrap up.
I think with defining a degen and where we
Mhm.
went in the conversation, I think we perfectly wrapped up what a degen is. I think
Mhm.
we hit all the notes of being fucking idiots with drugs and then also being anime lovers, which is kind of part of being a degen. And just to fucking state, being a degen is not a bad thing, but it's a thing.
No,
You
baby.
know? It's a thing. You gotta fucking ride it out.
You know who the real degens are?
Huh.
Do you take pride in being a degen? I take pride in being a degen. I'm smoking runts and doing dumb shit, baby, and I love it. And I'm gonna,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be 42 years old still doing hood rat shit. I don't care.
We love it.
It's
We
who I
love it.
am,
We love
dude.
it.
For
No.
real. That's actually real
Yeah.
for me right
So
now.
I think we hit every portion of being a degen in the first episode, which is somewhat themed around defining a degen. I think we nailed most of it on the head, and I'm pretty happy and excited to see where this goes, man. I'm really for my first podcast, like I'm excited about this for sure,
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Same.
I think we got a good little group here.
Absolutely.
Kick some shit, do some tell some stories, have some laughs.
Talk about anime.
Yes, sir.
Jack, we gotta catch you up, brother.
Maybe. Well,
I mean,
yeah.
I feel like people will see that DGen FM. Oh, they're talking about anime, of course.
So immediately
It's right there, I can
assume.
see
Oh,
it.
we love it. We love it. We love it.
Alrighty.
Oh, man.
Well, we appreciate everybody listening or watching. Be sure to follow, subscribe wherever we end up putting this up. Yeah, appreciate y'all.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yes, sir.
Comment what you
Peace
liked
out.
about the episode.
Later.
Big love to everybody watching, listening, and yeah, we'll see you next time on DGen FM.
Peace.